confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. The steganography is covered writing. What we are going to cover? Cryptic means secret writing, which will not be able to read by some other who are not supposed to. What is the idea behind, or what is the goal of doing this approach is transforming the message to non-readable form or non-recognizable. Hello students, welcome to the next session of Information Security. I am Dr. Saumeshri from Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram College. In the last session or in the previous session, we just discussed about some of the services that a network security can provide, and for providing that service, what are the different mechanisms we can use, is it not? After that concept, the next we are going to learn is about techniques. After mechanism, we have to know about the techniques through which we can implement the network security, is it not? Goals, services, everything we know, but the thing is, we need to know the techniques. What techniques we have to follow to implement a better security for your data, is it not? This is the topic that I'm going to cover in today's session. Okay. The first thing is, in a network security, you need to implement the mechanism. Mechanism is the concept through which we can know how you can implement the services, or how we can provide the service to the client or to the user of the network in a premises or in a company or in a network. How do you provide a mechanism, or how do you provide the service to the client? Okay. Here we are mainly following two techniques for implementation. Now we know about the goals, services, and the mechanisms. Next comes is the techniques. How do you implement those mechanisms to provide the service? In turn, service are going to fulfill the security goals, is it not? CIA, that is confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. Whatever methods or techniques we follow, the main intention of all these things is to fulfill the security goals. What are the security goals that you can provide is, one is the cryptography, another is the steganography. Steganography and the cryptography. What are these steganography and cryptography are all about? The cryptography in network security comes from the Greek word which specifies secret writing. Cryptography. Cryptic means secret writing, which will not be able to read by some other who are not supposed to read it. Only those who can follow the cryptography is one who is the authentic or official receiver of the message or authorized receiver of the message. Okay. We use the term to refer to the science and art of transforming a message. It is a science where you will have a particular method to implement it. Science is where you will have a particular method for everything, or there will be a structure or something specific for everything, is it not? Cryptography is a science where you will follow certain method to cryptify a message which must be sent to a person or some system. Okay. Here, it is a science as well as it is an art. Why it is an art is, art requires the creation, that is creativity in your work, so that it can be read only by the authenticated receiver, none other than the person who is going to read the message. None other should be able to understand that message. Even though they have a look at the message, it will not be able to recognize what is actually the message. So that is where it can be termed as an art. Okay. So art of transforming the message. You are transforming the message so that it can be protected or immunized from the attacks. It may be passive attack or active attack. Whatever it is, the intruder or the attacker must not be able to recognize the message. What is the actual theme of or actual summary of the message? Okay. The cryptography involves three mechanisms. In cryptography, we have three main mechanisms. One is symmetric key encipherment. Then we have asymmetric key encipherment. And third one is the hashing. Okay, these are the three main concepts which will be covered all throughout the subject. That is symmetric key, asymmetric key encipherment and hashing. Encipherment is what? Changing the message to a cryptic message. It is called as encipherment, and decipherment. Moving back to the or transforming back to the original form is called as the decipherment. Encipherment and decipherment. Now, let's have a look at what are these three types are all about. What does they do? Okay. First one is the symmetric key encipherment. In symmetric key encipherment, uses a single secret key. That means a single key is enough for both encryption as well as decryption. Encryption means method of transforming the message to non-readable form or non-recognizable form for the attackers. It is called as the encryption. Another one is decryption. Decryption is again transforming back to original form of the message by the authorized receiver who is going to read that message. Okay. So encryption and decryption will be done by a single secret key, which is similar to electronic locking or similar to your lock. Lock will be having a single key. With that, you will lock the system or lock the door as well as you will open the door with the same key. Is it not? So this is called as the symmetric key. There will be a symmetry between the sender and the receiver. There will be a communication between the sender and the receiver related to a key. Okay, so both share a single secret key. Okay, how does the encipherment takes place in symmetric method is, sender puts the message in a box or some packet, data packet. Message is put into a data packet and locks the box using the shared secret key. Shared secret key will be used to open that box. Let's have a question, or a question may arise that if a key is shared along with the message, whether the intruder is not able to read the message with the help of the key. Is it not possible? May be possible, but most of the times the intruder will not be able to recognize what is a secret key, what is the key, because key will be mixed or key will be included within the message where apart from the authorized receiver, others cannot be able to recognize which is the secret key. It will be mixed up with the actual message or included within the message, so that only receiver will know which is the secret key and how to use the secret key to decrypt that, or for the method of decryption. Okay, so what does the receiver will do is, he unlocks the box with the same key and takes out the message or read out the message, so that he'll get what is there in the message. Who is going to read it is the actual receiver or the authorized receiver. Okay. Contrary to the symmetric key encipherment, asymmetric key encipherment uses two keys. One is the public key, another one is the private key. Who is going to have the public key and who is going to have the private key is, this is usually called as the public key encipherment or public key cryptography. Okay. We'll be having the same situation as symmetric, but slightly different from symmetric. How it is different? If it is same, we'll not worry about naming it with a different nomenclature, isn't it? There will be no different name like asymmetric and symmetric. The difference is that there will be two keys instead of one. Okay, where one is the public key, another one is the private key. There will be two keys, public key and the private key, where the public key will be sent by the sender. Okay, sender will communicate the public key which will be available. That means the intruder gets to know that a key is available, so that I can decipher or decryption can be done of the message. But the thing is, to decrypt the message, the receiver must need a private key which will be available only with the authenticated receiver or authorized receiver. He will be having a private key. When the sender sends the message along with public key to the receiver, receiver gets the message and compares the public key with the private key he has generated. If the key matches, then only the decryption procedure can be implemented. If the private key does not match with the public key sent by the sender, the message will not be able to decrypt. Where we can protect or secure our message passing through a network. Okay, this is about symmetric encipherment and the asymmetric encipherment. What about the hashing then? What is the method that the hashing encryption or hashing in the security method will follow is a fixed length message digest. There will be a small data packet which is called as the digest is created out of the variable length message. There will be no other keys, external key, separate key apart from message. Within the message, a small fixed length part will be recognized as the key. Suppose if we have this message to be delivered to the receiver, it will recognize a fixed length of message or certain part of the message as the message digest, and it will be used as the key for encryption as well as for the decryption. Instead of external key, separate key, in what happens in symmetric and asymmetric is it follows or it includes a separate key, secret key for decrypting the message. But in hashing, instead of other things, the part of the message will be recognized as the secret key. The digest will be normally will be very much smaller than the message. Only a part of the message will be considered as a digest. Both the message and the digest must be sent to sender. This network, before transporting it to the receiver, transporting over the network, it must be received by the sender. Which part of the message is considered as a digest? After receiving, receiver will get the digest, which is the part of the message, and message will be decrypted to understand the sent message. Okay. It is used to provide the check values. What is the package size and other check values which were discussed in the relation for integrity, where we have discussed during the data integrity. There will be a check value. So this check value will be used for hashing purpose, like a digest, data digest. Okay. This is something about the cryptography. Whereas another method is steganography. Steganography is where cryptography, how it differs from cryptography is, in cryptography, the message will be transformed or it is change the normal form. Normal form of the message will be changed and it will be sent over the network. But what happens in steganography is still different. Even the term stegano has taken from the Greek word which means covered writing. It is secret writing, cryptography. The steganography is covered writing. What we are going to cover? Cryptography means concealing the contents of a message by enciphering. We will change the form of the message so that the attacker or the intruder will not be able to recognize the message. In contrary to that, steganography conceals the message. It covers the message. As it said, covered writing. It covers the message by covering it with something else. It is going to cover the message, actual message, with something else. Something else means if they have taken this message like A, B, C, D, this message will be covered by some XYZ audio file. Within the XYZ audio file, I am going to include this message so that when an attacker will have a look at the message or the file, what file he'll get to know is the music file instead of actual message. He'll not be able to recognize that there hides a message inside a audio file, or you can take a video file or any image or some other message, text message or something like that, where the original message will be hidden or covered by some other external file, so that message will be kept in a normal form, actual form, but is covered by something else, so that the intruder will not be able to recognize the message itself. So he will not be able to recognize that there is a message inside the image or audio file or video file or any general file which is used to cover the actual message. Okay, so this is something about the steganography. Steganography is not part of our syllabus. Steganography is a topic of discussion in some other area, but for us, cryptography is the main concept that we are going to read all out our subject. Throughout our subject, we are going to concentrate on different concepts of cryptography. Okay. Next is, how do you make an approach to security implementation? How do you implement? Suppose if I am having a company, I want to implement the security. I have established a new building. I want to implement, I have established a network in my building infrastructure, and I want to implement the security for my network. We have to implement the network security method or models. How do you implement? What are the methods that can be used to implement a security in a particular network? Is first thing is bottom up approach, and obviously next is top down approach. Bottom up and the top down approach. Okay. First thing is the bottom up approach. Bottom up approach is where company's security model is applied by system administrators or people who are working in network security. That means it is not coming directly from the top level persons, rather it is going from bottom level persons or employees or the people who are working in network security, who are having little bit experience in implementing a security, who are working in the below level, maybe administrators or engineers, developers or security administrators, admins will be the persons who are responsible for developing a model or developing an approach, developing a security model. Okay, this is where it goes from bottom level to high level, where the person in the bottom level, in the junior level, will be developing a security model, and that model will be referred by the higher level persons, and they are going to build the final model based on the things that are, or the points that are given by the bottom level persons like administrators or a cyber engineer who is an expert in security purpose or attacking everything, who knows about the security tasks. He will be one who is going to develop a security model. What is the idea behind, or what is the goal of doing this approach is, for individuals there will be some knowledge and experience they are having before implementing an actual model. Who is going to, even though the top persons implement the security model, who is going to work is with the security is the bottom level employees or bottom level persons, who they will be having certain experience how the security must be, if what type of security, if implemented, will work efficiently for a data in a company. Sometimes, rather than depending on high level engineers or high level officers, it will be better to have an approach to the bottom level persons or cyber engineers, because they'll be having certain experience as well as knowledge on these type of attacks. How does attacks happen? What are the different methods the intruders will follow to get into your network? All these things will be known only to the person who is going to handle it. If I am the boss, I may not actually know what is happening in the network issues. What is the issues that are faced by the engineers in security purpose. But those engineers will be knowing the practicality and difficulties in copying or protecting the data from the intruders. So, for certain times, bottom-up approach or taking the suggestions or basic model from the bottom level persons will be advantageous, because they will be having knowledge as well as experience to guarantee the design of highly secure security model. There will be high security in such models because the practicality of the security model implemented will be known only to the bottom level engineers or bottom level administrators. This is one approach that we can follow in implementing a security method. What are the key advantage, or what is one of the advantages? Technical expertise will ensure the addressing of the vulnerability of the security system. The person who are having knowledge about the loopholes and other weakness or traits of the particular security model, they'll be having some knowledge about that. That security model is able to counter any potential threats or not. If the top level management implements a security model, the persons who are sitting in the lower level will be better understood, or they are more knowledgeable about the vulnerabilities of that particular model. What is the security level that model can provide? What are the drawbacks of using that particular model? And what are the advantages? All these things will be known only to the bottom level employees or bottom level management when compared to the higher level management. Higher level management may not be so much knowledgeable about the things that are going to need for higher security for data protection. Along with advantage, it even has a disadvantage. What is the disadvantage is due to the lack of cooperation. There may be a lack of cooperation if control is given to the bottom level management or bottom level employees. If the responsibility is given to the bottom level employees, what happens is there will be a risk of non-cooperation between the employees among them as well as with the top level management. I may not be able to ready to work along with some other manager or some other engineer, but the management is insisting me to work with that person, but I am not ready to do that. With this contradictions, I may be opposing the decisions of top management. This is one of the disadvantage where the top management may face non-cooperation by the bottom level managers, or it is not suitable for requirements and strategies of the organization. Along with non-cooperation, another thing is the model that are preferred by the bottom level management may not suit the strategies and vision of the organization. What vision I have about my organization will be known only to me. If I am in the top management, what is the actual vision of my organization, what I need to achieve will be known only to me, not to the bottom level management, isn't it? That is where the bottom-up approach may feel or may experience a backdrop because of this non-cooperation and no knowledge about the strategies of the organization. Okay, this is about the bottom-up approach. The better one that is usually followed is the top-down approach. In this, contrary to the bottom-up, top-down will be having high probability of success because everything will be controlled by the top management. Even the security model implementation will also be controlled by the top management only. Okay, project is initiated by upper level managers, high level management, who issues policies, procedures and the processes. All those policies that must be implemented will be given by the top management only. The procedures that will be used to implement that policy, what are the standards to be followed to implement a security model will all be decided by the top level management. Okay, the top-down approach will dictate the goals and expected outcomes of the project. When implementing something, the top-level management will have a view of what must be done and how it must be implemented and how it must come out. When the work finishes, what must be the output? All these things will be known better to top level management, as well as they can better control the bottom level managers efficiently when compared to the bottom up approach. Top down approach will have more control over the work done in implementing a model. Determining who is suitable for each of the required action. If we have 4 managers or 10 managers, if I am the top management or one of the top management in a company, I'm better know that what are the strengths and weaknesses of a particular manager and what type of work must be done by which person. I'll be having a clear picture about who has to do what sort of work. So this clear identification of work and the person will make the achievement of goal very much easier and with less time, consumes less time if we have a clear vision about all these things. Okay, so this is about a top-down approach. What are the methods or what are the steps that can be taken or used to implement that security system is represented in the form of a waterfall model. Waterfall where water moves from top to bottom. Okay, so this type of model is used to represent the security system development. How does a security system will be implemented? It is not a single step where you just use a model which is already implemented by some other company and you will implement in your organization. It is not the thing. As we implement a project or a product in a company, even the security system needs a proper development or proper implementation of the model in a particular way. What are the different methods that can be followed to develop a security system is shown in the diagram, where the first step is all about investigation. Investigating what is the cycle or what is the security model we need to implement and other things. After investigation, next comes is the analysis, analyzing. Next is logical design. We are not actually going to design the physical one at one stretch. After logical design, next comes is the physical design, investigation, analysis, logical design, physical design. After physical design, actual implementation, final comes is the maintenance and the usage or any change. Maintenance and change. If there is any change, you can observe the repeating term. That means if you find that at any step or if the model is not correct or it is not up to the expectation of the top management, what you can do? You can repeat these steps. Okay, you can repeat all these steps. Investigation come with investigation, analysis, logical design, physical design, implementation, maintenance and the change. Okay, only these steps will be followed. If it is not perfect, repeat with the same procedure until the final model gets approved by the top management. Okay, it is called as waterfall type of model because the steps followed by one, there will be no reversal operation. If investigation is finished, analysis will start. Once analysis is completed, logical design, next is the physical design, implementation and the maintenance. Okay, so these are the some of the steps that can be followed for a security system development. Now, we shall discuss, or I'll cover each of this step in detail. First step in implementation of a security system is the investigation. What does the investigation step will do is, begins with the directive from upper management. First thing is, upper management will provide an instruction for implementation of the security model. What are the process that must be followed, the outcomes, as well as goals of the project. What are the different goals that must be implemented? Its budget as well as related constraints. What are the constraints, conditions, what must be expected, in how much duration it must be implemented, what is the maximum amount they can spend over this system, will all be instructed by the top management. Once this is done, this phase begins with the enterprise information security policy. First thing what should be done is, in investigation, is having a security policy. What level of security must be implemented in the system, which outlines the implementation of a security program. Policy decides how does the system gets implemented within the organization. Along with that, in investigation, team of responsible managers must be done. That means investigating, first level of investigation, where the basic things must be confirmed. As it is said, if the foundation is better, you'll be having a better strengthened building. That isn't it? So, we need a particular, or we need a strong foundation to be built before implementing any system. Investigation is the foundation level in implementing, where after getting all the information from the top management, the responsibility is to have a security policy, team of responsible managers, employees, as well as contractors are organized. Who are the contractors? Who are physically going to implement. Engineers will not implement the security system. If I am constructing a house, I am not going to do the work of constructing a wall or putting a foundation, is it not? So, developing a security system is somewhat similar to construction of the house. If you are planning to construct, or your parents are planning to construct a house, what is the first thing they are going to do is investigating, isn't it? Investigating about where it must be done, what must be the dimension, who will be the engineer, what will be the plan, who will be the engineer, who will be the contractor, who will be the masons that will work on construction of the house. All these things will be investigated. Nobody will rush to the place and start digging the ground for putting a foundation, is it not? Anywhere, the first thing, any process, long-term process needs first is the investigation, is it not? So, investigation will be done, and organized, the persons who are needed for implementing this model will be organized, and problems are analyzed. So, this will be the next step. That is, in investigation, apart from this, scope of the project, what is the importance of the project in implementing, as well as the goals and the objectives. What are the different objectives that must be followed in case of these model? Additional constraints that are needed. Constraints which are to be needed. What must the employees must do when you are implementing a security model, whether they will be able to access the server or not, how does they will be able to access the server, at how much level of data they can access. All these constraints also must be answered. All these things will be covered in the basic step of doing the investigation. Okay. Finally, an organizational feasibility analysis. If my organization is able to implement that particular model, feasibility of the system must be analyzed to determine whether the organization has all the resources and commitment necessary to conduct a successful analysis or successful construction of the system. So for all these things you need resources and committed persons or employees, is it not? So first thing is investigating whether we have all the resources and other things to successfully implement that model. Next comes is the security analysis. How does the analysis step will be carried out? After investigating, next thing is documents for the investigation phase are studied. Investigation phase will prepare a document regarding all the necessary things that are necessary for implementing a system, like the employees, the physical equipments needed, feasibility, budget, time duration, accessibility of the data for the other employees. Everything will be listed out and is given in the form of a document. What does the analysis phase will do is, the documents from the investigation phase are studied. First thing is analyzing the documents given from the first step or prepared in the first step. So developer team conducts a preliminary analysis of the documents given. Existing security policies, if already there along with document, if already one policy is there, security model is implemented, what are the drawbacks of that system as well as advantages? Why we need that model and why don't we need that model? Both will be analyzed along with the documented current threats. What are the threats to the current policy that has been implemented in the organization? Along with that, risk management. What is the possible risk if we implement the new model? What are the possible risks with the old model, security model? What are the risks that can happen, that can encounter in the new model, will be analyzed in this step. So risk management, where can be defined as the process of identifying, not only identifying, assessing as well as evaluating. We have to assess, not only checking the threats, we have to assess, we have to analyze, or we have to assume what may be the possible threats that can occur if you implement a new security model. Evaluating level of risk. What level of risk can happen if you implement this model? Along with that, what are the specific threats or specific threats that can happen over a new model, or what are the threats that occurred for the old model? Why do you need to scrap the old model and implement the new model? So that also will be analyzed by the analysis team, so that it will not compromise with the security of the data that are stored in the server of an organization. So this is where the analysis plays an important role. If without analysis, if you just implement the model, there may be more disadvantages than the advantages in implementing a new model. If you don't have any model, if you are at the first time you are implementing this security model, then also you need to analyze whether all the constraints have been specified or not. It is similar to counter checking what has been written. If you have written something in the examination, you'll counter check whether it is correct or not, is it not? The analysis step performs the same task of rechecking all the requirements or the constraints given in the first step of investigation. Next is, once the analysis phase is complete, next step that we are going to follow to implement a security model is the logical design. We are not going to directly construct. We need a plan, is it not? 2D plan, 3D plan, where must be the hall, where must be the lounge, where must be the kitchen, where must be the rooms, balcony, all those things will be planned, is it not? It is not the actual design or actual construction. It is the logical construction, isn't it? You are going to logically design it on a paper or in a system or in a software dedicated to that purpose only. So you'll do the designing, is it not? So that design step in the security model is called as the logical design. Okay. What is the logical design will implement is creates and develops the blueprint. Okay, blueprint will be an important one because you will have a picture of how does the model will look if it is actually implemented. Along with that, you will get some problems that can arise over the actual implementation of the model. Why do you need plan is not just to know where does the hall sitting room will come, where does the balcony will come. Plan also helps you to estimate the budgets. Along with that, know where are the empty spaces left, where we have wasted some space in our location. So all these things, points can be collected if you have a logical design where a blueprint gets ready for the physical design. It is not actual design, it is logically designed. Blueprints for the information security model and examines and implements key policies. So in logical design, along with the blueprint, we will be having implementation of key policies in the system. Okay, so key policies decides what is the actual thing you are going to implement. What is the actual implementation occurs? How does the actual implementation occurs? That procedure must also be specified in the blueprint. The team plans the incident response actions. Who is going to do what type of work? What is the responsibility of a particular manager? What are the actions that must be taken by other managers? All these things will be decided in the logical design step. Okay. Along with that, plans the business response to disaster. If there happens any disaster, natural calamity or some attacks or something, if happens, what must be the response of the business in terms of budget or monetary response of the business, top management. How does the top management should respond if there is any disaster happens in the particular model? How does they have to respond in a particular disaster? So that will be also mentioned in the logical design. Along with that, it determines the feasibility, possibility of continuing and outsourcing the project. If not, if we are not able to implement it very efficiently, we can outsource it to somebody. If we are outsourcing it, what is the level of feasibility or how much level we have to give or hand over the responsibility to the outsourcing or the person who is going to get the outsourced project. Okay, what is the feasibility of that? That will also be specified in the logical design. Okay, after logically designed, we have completed the logical design, we have the blueprints, we have the constraints, we have policies, team of managers to implement these things, and everything is ready. What we can do? We can physically design the model. Okay. In this phase, information security technology needed to support? What are the information technologies needed to support the blueprint? Like maybe some softwares or hardware components, all these things will be outlined in the logical design. We'll evaluate the logical design. Along with that, alternative solutions. Plan B, if a plan A fails, what are the alternative solutions that can be implemented in an organization? That will also be decided here. Next is designs for physical security model will be implemented with the proposed technological solutions. Technical solutions will be provided to the logical design in the physical design. At the end of this phase, at the end of physical design phase, a feasibility study should determine. What does the physical feasibility study should determine is readiness of the organization to implement that particular model. In physical design, they'll just study whether the organization is ready or not in all the sense, maybe a budget or employees, hardware, software. If all the requirements have been listed and is ready to implement the model or not, will be studied in the physical design. Okay. All the top management and the managers must approve this physical design so that this physical design will be used for the next step, that is implementation of the model. Okay. In implementation of the model, the security solutions are acquired, or if it has to be purchased, it will be purchased by the organization. Not only purchased, it will be tested before implementing. If tested positively or tested advantageous or correct, then the system will be implemented. After implementation, once again it is tested. So there will be organization, they'll provide the security model or implementation, actual implementation of the model in the organization. So that solution will be acquired or brought and it will be tested, implemented. After implementation, again retested with the correctness of the or feasibility or how does it works will be checked by the group of engineers who are going to use it. Okay, this is the implementation step. Personal issues are evaluated. If I am a cyber administrator, cyber engineer, what are the expectations of mine? What I expect from this model will be evaluated, will be solved, and specific training and education programs are given to the users of the security model who are going to use that model will get trained, and all the questions and other will be troubleshooted or problem will be solved before leaving them for actual use of the model. Okay. Finally, the entire tested package is presented to upper management for final approval. Once it is tested, before giving it or leaving it for the actual usage, it must be approved by the top management, because in this usually we use the method of top-down approach, where finally top management must approve this, because everything, policy, all these things will be decided by the management only. Because of that, the management has to approve the implementation of the actual system. Okay. After implementation, these are the certain steps that can be followed. The most part of the security model implementation will be in the maintenance and change. Why it is that? It is the last step, is it not? Till implementation it is important. this is a minor thing. No, this is the important thing, and it is the most time consuming step of the implementation of the security system. How much time a security system implementation take? It may take around 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Within 3 months, all the other steps up to implementation, starting from evaluation till implementation, all the steps may be finished in 2 to 3 months. But maintenance will be the procedure which will be followed until that model is running in your organization's network. Until that particular model is running, network security model, maintenance must be done to make it work efficiently. If it is not working efficiently, suppose 3 months are taken for implementation and that model is used for another 4 years. All the 4 years, we have to maintain that working of the model to get the desired output. Once we feel that that model is not efficient, this thing is not working efficiently according to our upgradations, then what we have to do? We have to change the model, or we have to improvise the model. If you have improvisation, scope for improvisation, you have to improvise the system that has been implemented. This is the maintenance where constant monitoring is needed. Along with that, testing and modifying, updating, repairing, meeting the changes according to time must also be answered in this phase. Okay, this is something about the implementation of security model in the organization or any organization. Okay. In the next session, we are going to discuss something about the general terminology that can be used in the security system. Thank you.